with a 12-game campaign as the Ducks hopefully will return to postseason action during the course of this season. Coach, you opened up the season with Portland State, a Division II team, but in a lot of respects, this was an ideal opener in that you got to win, you got to play a lot of people, get them on film. You had enough mistakes that you can correct it next week. You have the players' attention, but you did enough good things that you pick up the W.
Well, I think it's true. The fact that we had a 12th game, Todd, opportunity, because we do go to Hawaii this week, I think it was nice to get a home game under our belt before going on the road. We did have some inexperienced players that played prominent roles, and I think that it was good that we were able to do it in the environment that we just accomplished it. There's still a lot of questions to be answered about this football team, but the good news was we played a lot of people. We got to see some young people, and the results were what we had hoped they would be, a victory.
Well, if there was a star of the game, it had to have been your quarterback, Danny O'Neill. He has been a little bit overlooked in the preseason prognostications by a lot of folks, but I don't think there was any question that Danny picked up and where he left last year, a 4-touchdown performance, tied the school record, tied the stadium record. He is off to a good start.
Well, there's no question he's off to a good start, Todd. I guess I broke his streak there. I pulled him out after 7 straight completions. Every third down that came up, the first 3 possessions, he converted and put us in for touchdowns. He was very sharp, and then I substituted Graziani in the second quarter, and when Danny came back, he wasn't quite as sharp, but I think he had an outstanding game. He did the things that he needed to do. He didn't get sacked. He didn't have any negative plays, and obviously made some great, very good positive plays.
You had mentioned in the post-game press conference that you had decided last spring that you were going to put Tony Graziani in a situation where the game was still on the line, that it wasn't mop-up time and so forth. Explain that.
Well, I just felt after last season, I think Tony had 6 or 7 snaps the entire year, and there may be a time this year when we need to have somebody go in, and if we are in that situation without having had any game experience or any simulated near competitive game situation, then I don't think it's a positive thing for our team. So I made up my mind, regardless of what the score was in the second quarter, I was going to get Graziani in the game, in the Portland State game, and see how we responded to it, see how he responded, how we responded, and then try to pick up the pieces if there were pieces that needed to be picked up.
And he obviously didn't play as well as I know that you had hoped, but you know, looking at him in the spring, I know that he can do the job for you, and I'm sure you have confidence in him as well. Defensively, well, let's stay with the offense. You wanted to run the ball a little bit more than you did last year, obviously. It was an area of emphasis, your evaluation yesterday.
Well, I said going in that I thought one of the strengths of Portland State's team was their fine defensive front, and Bockert, their inside linebacker. They played well against us. We did not play nearly as well in the running game as I had hoped in the offensive line, nor did our backs run as well as I had hoped they would run. So we have room to improve, obviously, and we will work on that this week. They'll be able to see their mistakes and learn from it, I think, in a very positive manner, and we need to be a better running football team. We didn't run it as well as we should have against Portland State, and we'll have to work on that.
Defensively, one major area of emphasis that was a concern last year was the turnover ratio. You took it away 5 times against Portland State.
Well, I think that is a very succinct fact, Todd, that we needed to be a better team on defense taking the football away. We were last in the league in takeaway turnover ratio last year. We were -14. I think we came out of yesterday's game a +4. I don't think we've been on the plus side of the column since I don't know when. So I really think that the coaching staff and the players have responded very well to taking the football away, trying to be an offensive, defensive football team. And in fact, we did score on a fumble recovery. And I really believe that the drills we've had and the way the players have responded to them on defense, they've done a great job stripping the ball, causing fumbles, ball hawking on interceptions, and 5 takeaways is a good way to start the year.
The final phase of the game would be the kicking game. Matt Belden getting an immediate soaking of Division I football, and your thoughts about his performance as both a kicker, a punter, and a kickoff guy.
Well, I think we have a mixed bag of results in the kicking game, Todd. Certainly Belden's placements were fine. I did take one good field goal away from him. He missed another one a little wide right, but his placements were all pretty good. His kickoffs were not as good as he's capable. Our coverage was awful. His punting was less than spectacular. He had one acceptable punt out of the deal, and then we had the block punt, and that's something we can't have. So there are a lot of things to work on in the kicking game, but the good news is the return game. Herman O'Berry brings an excitement to the punt return that we did not have last year, and I think he's going to make some big plays, as he did in this game.
In fact, we will hear later on in the show from Herman O'Berry, who will join us on the set. And, of course, we'll have our regular player profiles and the Where Are They Now player profiles as well, and also preview the week ahead as the Ducks travel to the islands to take on the Hawaii Rainbows. Let's get into the first quarter highlights right away. The Ducks and the Portland State Vikings on a day where it rained in the morning, but it cleared up by game time, and it was a very nice afternoon out at Autzen Stadium. The toss of the coin, and as you can see, Ducks will kick off to start the football game. Belden's kick is a short one. This is Larry Austin, breaks through the initial wedge and gives the Vikings good field position out at their own 41. A couple of plays later, we pick it up. This is Portland State's first drive. Steve Pappen only gets one there, second down and 9. James Hunden, who was injured later in the ballgame for Portland State, makes the reception there. And the Vikings now in Oregon territory. Second and 9 play here. The defense gets stingy and eventually forces the Vikings to attempt a field goal.
Almost an interception there by Alex. Very nice play and good coverage. Good coverage there by Herman O'Berry in the flat. And a real fine kick here into the wind. Just barely cleared the crossbar. 45-yard field goal, but Portland State got on the board first. I'm sure we'll see that picture on some Christmas cards from Portland State fans when they're leading us 3-0.
Big third down conversion here. Danny hits Kristen McLemore for 8. This is Marcel Stewart, the first action we've seen, the transfer.
I'm sure he's going to be a big help to us this year. He hasn't had an opportunity to practice full speed. Dwayne Jones, big, powerful fullback who's had a great fall camp, pounds it up inside.
Another third down conversion. Corey Murphy makes the reception, the first down. So the next play we see, after this replay, the Ducks will be in scoring position.
Good protection here. Danny has a nice passing lane. He can step right up in there and throw it to Corey. Makes a nice cut. Good second effort, trying to get a few extra yards on Corey Murphy's part there.
So the next play we see is a second and 8. Over the middle, Kristen McLemore, the touchdown.
It's a nice job here by Danny. We do break down at the very end, and he throws with pressure, someone right in his face. You see number 90. He delivers a hit to O'Neill as the ball is released, and McLemore does a great job getting deep, but using his body to keep the defenders away from the ball, and comes up with the touchdown catch.
So McLemore's first touchdown reception of the season, and Matt Belden gets into the scoring column with the first extra point, and the Ducks now have the lead, and the lead for good, 7-3. Next possession for Portland State. Chad Cota had it, and then Matt James knocked it away from him.
Good play there by Chad Cota. Sprint out. We knew they would try some of that. Good job by Jeremy Asher. We had 2 players had their hands on that. Good defensive pursuit to the ball on that play.
3rd and 2. Short of the first down, Alex Molden making a sure-handed stop. So the Vikings kick it away, and Oregon back with the ball.
Good job by Filia hitting it up inside there. O'Neill again throwing over the top, finding McLemore on a corner route for a big first down deep into Portland State territory.
Once again on a third down conversion.
We needed quite a few of those third down conversions because we weren't moving the ball as well as I would like to have done it on first and second down early in the game. You can see a very nice throw, catches Kristen right in stride it before he takes it out of bounds.
Ball now at the 21. Filia with a good hard run. And then Danny with the improvisation. The bounce option, gains 4.
He was a point guard in high school, you know. He does dribble pretty well. Oh, Kenny just kind of stumbled in there. He had a big hole and had so much weight forward that he just couldn't. Josh double catches that ball and takes it down to about the 2-yard line.
Take another look at that again on a 3rd and 4 play.
We have motion by Kenny Wheaton going out into the flat. Corner ran wide with him and opened up a big hole for Josh Wilcox coming across. Double catch that, finally put it away. I think our tight ends did a very good job in this game.
Then you're down at the goal line here. 1st and goal, and Kenny Wheaton, he was, a week ago, he was a defensive back, and now he's a running back.
He played both ways in this game. Nice job here taking it up. Good job by Dwayne Jones. Nice job by Eric Reed getting the cut block on the linebacker. And Kenny dives into the end zone for his first career touchdown. And I think hopefully we'll be able to use him a little bit more on defense this coming week because of Marcel Stewart and the possibility of getting Ricky Whittle back. Might add that Rob Williams also did his first snapping ever. Big play there, causing the fumble. Rob Williams and Matt Belding in the combination of the PATs, two untested people in there, did very well in their first outing.
So here's that fumble from the low angle. A little miscommunication there by the backfield. The Asher tries to get it, comes up a little bit short, but Reggie
Jordan gets it. And Mark Slyman was the one who caused that fumble. Nice penetration by Mark Slyman in the defensive line.
Well, it didn't take long to put it in the end zone as O'Neal goes back and he hits Wilcox, who makes a nice leaping catch in the end zone for the touchdown, and that is our play of the day.
We bring Dino Filia out in motion. We ran a screen pass earlier to him. We faked the screen to him. Josh comes out, does a little hesitation like he's going to block the corner. The corner bites up to cover Filia, and we get Wilcox on a linebacker one-on-one, and Danny pump fakes and then steps up into the hole and hits Wilcox in the end zone, and what a great catch he made on that pass. It was thrown a little high and a little behind him, and he caught it right down here in the corner of the end zone. As you can see on the replay here, there goes Filia out in motion. Danny comes back. He's going to give a little pump fake like, oh, yep. See the corner bite? Now you can see Wilcox beating the linebacker, and he leaps and makes a great catch, turning around in the end zone for the touchdown.
Big score because now it gives the Ducks a big cushion with the extra point of 18 points. So you have a nice working margin at this point. Vikings get it back. Allen scrambles. He gets a big Division I hit here. Derek Barnes. He'd stepped out of bounds previously, but the whistle had not blown. Now you've got Tony Graziani in. First pass, a little incomplete.
Not that far off the mark. Probably could have been caught. Little draw play to Filia. He hits it up in there pretty good.
And on 3rd and 1. Good second effort by Dwayne Jones.
Dwayne Jones met Bockert in the hole and came off the hit and got the first down.
So that is the end of the first quarter. Oregon leading Portland State 21-3, and when we come back, we'll get right into the second quarter, so stay with us. Let's get into the second quarter highlights. We left with Oregon having the ball, but they had to boot it away. So Portland State has the football as we pick up action in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 23, and Desmond Byrd, an impact player in this series.
Redshirt freshman getting his first taste of college football action. Nice job forcing the play back inside by Chad Cota, and big Desmond Byrd, who came running down from the nose spot clear to the sideline, gets a tackle for a yard loss.
And he's also getting the sack. Loss of 5.
Roll 99. I think you're going to see him do some good things as the year comes. You can see him shove off there, come up very strong. Upper body, spent a great season in the off-season in the weight room and developed a great upper body strength.
Vikings get it back after the Ducks have to punt it away. Herman O'Berry from the corner.
Tackle for a loss. It's good discipline on Herman's part here. You can see it's the hole stuffed up inside, but instead of collapsing out of the proper lanes, Herman's out where he's supposed to be in case the ball bounces outside, and he's rewarded by the discipline of his defensive assignment by getting a 4-yard tackle for a loss.
2nd and 18, the dump. Alex Molden right on the spot.
On the blitz, and Alex makes the tackle.
Again, Oregon has to punt it away after getting it, so You see a lot of defense in the second quarter by the Ducks. This is some kind of catch.
That was a great catch. The tight end is a good football player, and that was an outstanding catch.
Former Duck right there on the reception, Kyle Croston.
Nice job by Kyle. Whoops.
That's how you play strong safety.
It's a nice hit by Chad Cota. See it at ground level, face to face. Bam. That's helmet to helmet. That's a big time hit.
But on 3rd and goal, the Vikings get a touchdown. As Matt James from Hillsborough scores. And so the Vikings get their first touchdown. They still trail in this game, 21-9, because the extra point is blocked.
Desmond Bird.
Was it Desmond?
I think he blocked it with his stomach. He was so far into the backfield.
He had a good sequence there. Here is one of the big plays late in the second quarter. You couldn't move it, they couldn't move it, and then a big play right here by Herman. As he takes it down the sidelines, I thought maybe he'd go, but Eric Reese, a former Philomath High School player, makes the stop to prevent the touchdown. But great field position near the end of the half.
I have to give Herman a little bad time about that when he gets on the set here with us, because he should have taken that in. He kind of looked like he ran out of gas a little bit there, didn't he?
Well, he had to run all the way across the field just to start.
He did. He had to make a long run. We had a right return here, and Herman hasn't had a lot of experience with this, but you can see he uses his speed to get to the wall, and once he gets to the corner, he's got a lot of green shirts there. Picked up a couple of good blocks. Good one there by Brian Collins, but as he makes the cut here, nice block out in front, too, by Lamont Woods. But as he made the cut, number 22 comes across and makes the tackle after a 45-yard return.
And moments after that, O'Neill finds Philly on the flat, and he gets into the end zone. The Ducks have their 4th touchdown of the afternoon.
Little play action screen here. Play pass to the left. Philly slips out to the right. Willie Reif out leading. Made a good block downfield. You can't see on the tape, but he made a nice block on the linebacker who was trying to get out there to cover Dino.
He had a great block, and hopefully you will have seen that on the replay Monday nights on Prime Sports Northwest. And the extra point by Belden is good. And at the halftime, the Ducks lead it 28-9 with 4 touchdowns. The Ducks received to start the 3rd quarter and immediately go to work. Good job by O'Neill there to wait a little bit longer than normal to get that ball out.
He had to let the throwing lane open up, let that rusher get up the field and let Dino break in front. Ground level shot here from the defensive side of the ball. You can see O'Neill look downfield and then come off to the right and throw a nice pass out to hit Filia in stride, where Dino makes a nice cut and makes a big gain here. Running a little bit better in the second half, I thought, than he did in the first half.
So the next play we see is the field goal. Matt Belden, having booted 4 extra points, now gets that first field goal. Banged it through.
37 yards into the wind with room to spare.
Now the Vikings get the ball back. They trail now 31-9.
Good pressure initially up there by the defensive front, and then we trip him up for the sack, and now we got him running for his life, but he gets to the sideline and steps out of bounds. Real good pass rush developing here. We get excellent pressure up the middle by Troy Bailey and Derek Barnes. We missed the sack initially, and then Barnes and Bailey are running. Can't get the long arm of the law to get him there.
Bryant
Jackson gets the sack over on the sideline.
Anytime a quarterback in that situation that runs out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage in a passing situation, that's a sack, right?
That's a sack, yes.
So now the Ducks have it back. Stewart running hard. A couple of good runs coming up here.
Marcel Stewart learning to get his pad level down a little bit. He's still running a little bit like junior college back with those high pads, and he'll learn fast, particularly when we get into the Pac-10 season, about how hard people hit at this level. Well, there's pretty good hits right there. Little wide screen there, and then Dino Filia, good effort getting the ball across the plane before he gets knocked back. Sweep here, nice block by Josh Wilcox. Willie Reif out there. And a good block by Dino Filia, knocking the corner out, and Dino takes it up inside for the touchdown.
So the field goal and now the touchdown and the point after, it's 38-9. Again, the defense comes in and it's 3 plays and out. Try the sweep, nothing there.
Nice play by Rich Rule scraping out. We had a little blitz inside, and he scraped out and made the tackle for a loss. You see the penetration up inside, forcing the play outside, and Rich Rule's right there to make the tackle.
This next one happens so fast that you don't really appreciate it, but this is an unbelievable play by Herman O'Berry.
One-handed grab. A one-handed grab. Just a great interception. Trailing the receiver. We're in the hip pocket, so to speak. Good pressure up the middle there. You see the left hand go up, snatch it down, and bring it in. Herman's got great hands, and he made a tremendous interception there.
Moments later, Dameron Ricketts comes down with the left foot inbounds and then knocked out. It was ruled a completion. We'll look at it from the low angle. You judge on this.
Neal goes up top. Good tight coverage here. By golly, he did make that catch.
It was bang, bang.
And then the ground knocked the ball out after he had his foot down and he was out of bounds. That was a little uncertain from the far sideline, but that was a good catch. And here, Dameron, I wish he'd have kept this one on outside, I believe, but I'm never going to criticize him too much when he takes it north and south with that much enthusiasm. So here he comes on the option pitch. And you can see he's coming around the corner, makes a decision to go inside here when I think he probably should have kept it outside. But again, picks up a good first down on the reverse.
Moments later, Matt Belden in to attempt the field goal. It's good, but he gets knocked down.
He got knocked down all day long,
That's
and
right.
They called it a couple of times. And here we come back. We take the penalty, wipe the good field goal off the board. And then Danny does a nice job with the play fake here. As you can see, the delay fake to the tailback, steps up, lets Rob Williams knock the rusher by, and finds Josh Wilcox coming across the backside of the end zone for Josh Wilcox's second touchdown on the day.
So now, Matt, you took 3 away, and he gets 1 back here.
Not bad. We get 7.
You get 7. He only gets 1,
1.
but you'd rather have the 7. That's right. Still in the third quarter, Oregon now leading 45-9. Big hit by Paul Jensen. Jeremy Asher, like the old fullback days up at Tiger.
I'll tell you what, he wanted to score too. Look at that running ability. Nice pressure here by Paul Jensen from the bottom of your screen. Good coverage down the field, though, allows this to happen. You can see Allen can't find anybody open. At the last minute, tries to unload, but it's too late. That's what I would call a coverage pressure and a coverage interception, because the coverage was so good on the initial receivers that he couldn't unload it on the time he wanted to. It looks like a few guys looking for laterals there. We practiced that this year. So
brought Deion Sanders in to help you with that drill, huh? And here's maybe the one glaring error, and the interception by Harrison. He takes off 65 yards for the touchdown.
No question that was a glaring error. Tony made a very bad decision, didn't even see the strong safety and threw it right to him. Not only that, then we tackled by 2 redshirt freshmen and true freshmen missed the tackle. Here we are dumping it off to Blake Spence, another redshirt freshman, on the tight end delay. And you can see Blake not only has hands, but some running ability. Graziani, the left-hander back there, good poise here, dumps it off. Nice soft touch pass to Blake coming over the middle. And now Blake turns on the speed. Excellent hands, good receiver, good runner.
You had half a dozen catches by your tight ends in this game. So the completion good for 28 yards. Near the end of the third quarter here, this is the final play that we will see. Stewart bounces to the outside, puts the head down there, gets 8, and that is the final play that we see in the third quarter. Well, we are ready for the fourth and final quarter. The scoring is not done as we pick up action here in the fourth quarter. The Ducks leading at 45-16. Graziani, the quarterback, once again finds Blake Spence. And he's got a nice gain, 18 yards. This was on a 3rd and 11 play as well.
Similar type play to the one Blake caught before, only he circles out and breaks it over the middle. Tony delivers a nice pass. Blake takes it up. Extremely disappointed with our offense at this point that we didn't put this one in for a touchdown.
Had to settle for a field goal attempt. This was just, I think it was pushed a little bit to the right.
We gave up a sack and lost 13 yards there, and he pushed that one a little wide right, a 37-yard attempt.
Portland State in scoring position, but Brian Collins at the end zone, or the goal line.
Great play by Brian. Nice interception going up, making that play. I questioned a little bit him bringing the ball out of the end zone, but he got it past the 24-yard line, so he isn't going to get criticized too much. But this really probably a wiser decision at this point to stay in there. But it's hard to know.
It's hard to know if you're in or out.
Yeah, he's maybe thinking he's carried it in or something. So he brings it out, gets some nice blocks, makes a nice run, takes a good hit, but great play by Brian Collins, nice interception.
So several series later, Portland State again has the ball. Reggie Jordan, consecutive sacks on this sequence.
Good job by Reggie coming in from the right here. You can see on the bottom of your screen, number 47. Seems like that's where most of the sacks come from. Blind side of the right-handed quarterback. Jars the ball loose, but Portland State recovers it.
And only enabled Reggie to get another sack on the ensuing play.
Nice job again, getting upfield with a speed rush and getting 2 sacks. You see from the ground level, does a nice job rushing up the field, coming around on that offensive tackle, reaching in and grabbing the quarterback before he can step up into the pocket.
And then on 4th down and long, misfortune for Portland State as the snap is high.
One-handed snapper, you don't see that very much in college, and he'd snap pretty good most of the game. Chad Cota gets a tackle for a 40-yard loss. Chad's in there with the first-team punt return team. And here's Eric Wynn, who had been a strong safety, but with the injury to Dan Mead, we moved him over to fullback. He gets 2 carries, almost gets himself a touchdown, gets it down to the 1-yard line, and we run the pitch here. Marcel Stewart, good forward tilt on that play, getting it into the end zone.
So he gets his first touchdown as a Duck.
Juggled the snap a little bit, looked like he was trying to look where to run, but you can see he's running a little bit lower late in the game than he was early.
And Eric Johansson getting an opportunity to add a point after. 52-16, only 8 seconds remaining. Thought this might be the final score, but as you will see, this is the replay of the final play of the game, the fumble, and recovered by Brian Collins, and he goes in for the touchdown. We want to remind you, next week we will not have a coaches show because of the lateness of the game on Saturday night, but we're going to go one better than that. We're going to bring the game live to you on the Oregon Sports Network, so check your local listings. That game will start at 10 o'clock, but we will have a special 1/2 hour preview show starting at 9:30 Pacific time next Saturday night. Hope you can join us for that. Until then, for the coach, I'm Todd McKim. We'll see you next week from the Islands.